if I had to pay money to watch that fight, I wouldn't do it because Canelo has shown in his last few fights that he's just a businessman. He's not in there to entertain the public. He just takes the big check.
Good morning, my boxing family. It is your boy Martin, aka the Boxing Purist. Welcome to the Truth and Absolute channel, where I speak the truth and nothing but the truth. So help me, good God Almighty. This is your first time stopping through the channel. Please, right now, hit that like button. I'll give you a second. Hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe to the channel and share the video, or like I call it, the three-piece. Let's get right into this one. So, there's been plenty of news out. A lot of people running their mouths, unfortunately, speaking about, once again, Canelo Alvarez. Now listen, I'm open to the critiques, you know what I'm saying? I'm open to saying whatever you want to say about a fighter. If you're critiquing something I'm not going to say in a helpful way though. You know, it's just based off of your opinion because of what they've shown and it's factual. I'm all for that. You know, this is what I do. That's what a lot of people do. This is what a lot of you guys do when you're chopping it up in the barbershop with your friends at the barbecue, whatever it may be, okay? But then there comes a line that you cross where, what is this? Is it resentment? Is it hate? Are you jealous? What is going on? So a lot of people have been talking about lately, Canelo is on the decline. Now, Canelo is what, 34 years old? He's bound to decline at some point. He's bound to decline at some point because the man is only human. We've seen great fighters decline, right? Oscar De La Hoya, Tito Trinidad, Roy Jones Jr., Mike Tyson. Every fighter known to man has declined. And how do we know they're declining? Because they get inside the ring and they don't quite look the same. Okay? They don't quite look the same. They don't move as quick as they used to. They don't quite pack that punch, like they used to. They're not doing certain things, throwing combinations and stuff like we're used to. Their reflexes are starting to drop down a little bit. Their opponents are able to get to them a lot quicker. I could go on and on and on about this, right? And a lot of times, they simply don't got that fire in them anymore. A lot of times, the desire is gone. You could see that they don't want to be in that ring anymore. Now, this is what I'm going to say. Bob Arum came out and said, you know, that as you guys saw in the video, over the past few fights, Canelo has shown he's just a businessman, which he is a businessman. He's not there to entertain the fans. You've heard Teddy Atlas say things like, oh, you know, Canelo is on the decline. He's not who he once was. You saw Caleb Plant say that Canelo is definitely on the decline, that there's no way that Canelo would last inside that ring with him if they were to fight again. You've heard Edgar Berlanga. You've had many people say it. What I start thinking to myself, you know, because I don't just go throw it out there and throw backlash and say, y'all just hating. I had to stop and think about this for a minute. So I'm thinking back at Canelo's past fights. You know, let's start at Dimitri Bivol, where Canelo clearly got beat in an almost one-sided fight. Okay, was he in a decline there, or did he simply get beat by a better man that has the style to give Canelo problems every day out of the week, twice on Sunday? All right. When he fought John Ryder, Canelo was coming back from a surgical repaired hand in his first fight back, homecoming fight, and the fight was not a bad fight. Canelo didn't stop John Ryder, but he did drop him, okay? I go to the Munguia fight, where I would say Canelo could have stopped Munguia. He kind of carried him the last part of the fight, which I guess to many fight fans, it's a fair thing to say that he took away from the fans to carry Munguia. Okay, whatever. But to me, that's not a decline. You want to go look at the Charlo fight where there was one man in the ring fighting, okay, and the other one was, after a while, just did not want anything to do with Canelo. You got Edgar Berlanga, right, who for a little bit there put up a little bit of a fight, but towards the end of the fight, I'm not going to say Berlanga ran and wasn't there to win. He simply did not know what to do against the veteran Canelo and did not want to get knocked out in the process of trying to figure out what to do inside that ring against Canelo Alvarez. When I talk about William Skull, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's pretty self-explanatory, okay? There's no sweet science involved in what William Skull was doing. There was no hit and don't get hit in what William Skull was doing. There was no art to what William Skull was doing. He was making sure he didn't get knocked out because he was going to get paid regardless, which made for a horrible, horrible fight. A lot of you guys say that Canelo didn't cut the ring off for that fight. That's okay. You know, that's a fair thing to say. But you still got to have something to cut off. You still have. Now, I'm going to go ahead and say this. In my personal opinion, Canelo has not always been the best at cutting off the ring. But a fighter still has to try to engage in winning the fight. Not a game plan of boxing, but winning the fight. So that you could cut off the ring and engage in combat inside of that squared circle. So this is my take on it. This is my overall take on it. Is Canelo on the decline? We don't know. Because I just talked about his last 5 fights, and I already told y'all, we cannot say he was on the decline against Dimitri Bivol because we're doing 2 things. One, we're discrediting what Dimitri Bivol was able to do inside that ring against Canelo Alvarez. 2, the man simply lost. It's no way to say that he was on the decline. What, was he taking it easy on Dimitri Bivol? I don't believe so. When we talk about the other fights, we're talking about the A side, which is Canelo Alvarez, but we're not talking about the B side that is supposed to be there to win. Ever play one-on-one basketball against somebody? Imagine you're playing one-on-one basketball against somebody that's timed, that there is no point. You're not playing 2-11, you're not playing 21. You're playing a time game, and the other person does nothing but run around the whole court with the basketball. Okay? They're not giving you nothing to steal. They're not shooting a shot for you to block. They're not even shooting the ball for you to get a rebound. They're simply playing out the clock. That's all they're doing. How are you going to win that? You're not going to win that. So all these comments with Bob Arum that Canelo's just a businessman, of course he's a businessman, but if a guy is there to fight and his opponent is not, you're going to have an ugly, ugly crap show is what's going to happen. You can't blame that on the A side because he's there willing to fight. He's there willing to take punches and to throw punches, okay? Caleb Plant's comments about Canelo wouldn't last with him in the ring now. I like Caleb Plant. I became a fan of Caleb Plant after he fought Canelo. I thought that, he took his L like a man. I feel like he carries himself well. But for him to say that, being a professional boxer, living the sport of boxing, to say Canelo wouldn't last in there with him, bro, if you want the rematch, say you want the rematch. In my personal opinion, he still stops Caleb Plant. Okay? Teddy Atlas has been a known Canelo hater for such a long time, and it always kills me because I used to think so high of Teddy Atlas, and I still do, okay? As far as boxing, the man is smart. When it comes to Canelo Alvarez, he likes to turn it off and be a fanboy in a sense, right? You scared, this and that. For whatever reason, he likes to take it that route. Bob Arum is like 95 years old. I don't know, maybe he's trying to throw his hat in the pot, make some money from that fight. I mean, he knows the boxing business is what I'm trying to say. So I don't know that if in the sport of boxing now, the new way, so if a guy's already on top of the sport, just keep throwing jabs at him, and let's get clicks and views from here. That guy doesn't need any help. And the guys that are down here, let's just talk about them big in hopes that one day they're at that point and we can make money off of them. I'm not sure, man, but I truly want to hear your guys' comments about it, man. Do you guys think that Canelo Alvarez is on the decline? Or have we not seen inside that ring anything that shows us he's on the decline? Because listen, the desire is still there. We've seen the training camps. There's still crazy training camps. He's not half-stepping on those training camps, okay? He's not out vacationing when he should be training. He's not doing anything else. He's training for fights. So we can't say that the desire is gone. I want to know what you guys have to think. Drop it in the comments section down below. Let's talk boxing. Much love and God bless you guys. Peace.